everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about the start of fall, the first day of fall, and the autumn season, and just getting ready for this new season, my favorite season of the year. And this video will span probably across many days, maybe even weeks. I don't know. Today is September 13th, so I'm starting this right as fall is kind of starting. Of course, the first day of fall is the 20th or 21st or 22nd or something like that, so I'll probably post this video then. So I just wanted to fill this video with autumnal activities. We might be reading some fall books, baking possibly, decorating for fall. I have a few decorations for my room, not much, but they're fun, and talking about what books I want to read, what films and shows I want to watch this season, as well as activities that I want to do. So I hope you enjoy watching this process of getting ready for fall. And before I move on to future me doing all these festivities, I just want to talk about the book that I'm going to be reading in this video. So that book is called The Bookbinder by Pip Williams, and I actually don't know if this is really a fall type of book, but I just love the cover, and to me the cover says fall. It has the colors of autumn, and it's about books and bookbinding, which I associate with colder months. So it's also a historical fiction, which I also associate with cold and fall. I'm really excited to continue reading it. I have read a few pages in. I'm on page 10, so I haven't really gotten into it, so I think I will talk about like what it's about later when I actually know what it's about. So I'll tell you that in a future clip. But what I do know is that it takes place in 1914 during the First World War, and I think in England as well. So this woman works at a bookbindery, and it's like a historical fiction in that basically takes place when all the men are leaving home to go fight in war, and then all the women are taking over those jobs in factories and entering the workforce. So I think that is how our main character works at this bookbindery. And also in the first few pages, I learned that she likes to read the books that she's binding, even though she's not supposed to. And I think she wants like her book that she writes to be bound. She doesn't want to just bind other male authors' books. She wants to write a book. And so I think might be along that, following her journey. So I'm super excited. I've actually had this for, I think, 2 years now. I got it from Book of the Month, I think for like September, or yeah, I think a September book like 2 years ago. So it's about time I read this. Okay, so I'm super excited to just get into the video, and I hope as the video goes on as well, the weather cools down. I have been able to wear like light sweaters like this recently, and recently I was at school and it was a very windy, kind of overcast day, and the leaves were just falling from the trees, the wind was blowing everything around, and it truly felt like autumn, and I'm so excited for that weather to continue coming. So let's just get on to the video. The first thing I want to do is put up some Halloween fall decorations in my room. I usually decorate the outside of my house for Halloween, but we do have a few indoor decorations, so I'm gonna put those up. It's just a few touches around my room. And then also as the colder weather comes, I'll bring out some like fall blankets, and my bed will be all cozy with pillows and blankets, and I can light candles and read in the dark. So So today I just wanted to talk about the books that I want to read this autumn that are on my fall TBR. And of course, I have the book binder since I'm reading it right now. I read the first chapter last night. I'm on chapter 2 now, and I think I'm really gonna like this. Okay, so another book that is on my fall TBR is called Tithe, a Modern Fairy Tale by Holly Black. And this is a book that I've had on my shelf for a long time, just because I'm not usually into fairies or like fantasy books, but I think as the fall approaches, I want to read more fantasy, and if I can find a good fantasy book or series that I really like, then I do enjoy it. So I'm hoping that this will be that. And I think this book, at least on the back, it says that Kay is a 16-year-old and she travels from city to city with her mother's rock band, and then one day she finds herself as a pawn in an ancient power struggle between two rival fairy kingdoms, a struggle that could very well mean her death. So I think this is going to be very high stakes and pretty maybe scary. Some parts might be scary, but so we have this. Next is a very thick book, and this is A Little Life, and I don't know if I want to start this in like the cold winter fall months, because it might make me really sad and depressed, and then it's like cold, and so I want like it to be summer, and then I'm just sad. So I don't know. People have either said that they love this book and it was, you know, one of the best books of their life, or this book was so sad it like messed them up for life. So I'm hoping that I'm the former, and I don't know if I'll start this, but it's definitely on my TBR for soon. Next book I want to read is called The Child Garden by Catronia McPherson, I think is how you say it. And I don't really know much about this book. I got it at a like library book sale, so I've never even heard of it before, but it looked pretty good. It looked pretty scary, so I'm excited to read this closer to Halloween when I want like a spooky book. This book is about a school for children that has now been like neglected and overgrown, and there is a neighbor who lives near this old school, and I guess one day there's some girl from the neighbor's past that shows up on her doorstep or his doorstep, and it might have some ghosts in it. It might have some spooky things, but I'm excited to read this. Okay, this book is called She's Gone by David Bell, and I've had this on my TBR for at least 2 years, maybe even more. I keep meaning to read it, and it is about a 17-year-old who wakes up in the hospital, and he learns that him and his girlfriend have been in like a crazy car accident. He's been like in a coma, but then he is accused of murdering his girlfriend, and he has to like remember what happened before they got in a crash. Maybe they were arguing, maybe there was something that happened, and so he has to kind of like piece that all together and solve the mystery. So I'm really excited for this one. I'm going to finally read it this fall, at the end of this year. I will, I promise. Okay, last book I want to read is The Library of the Unwritten. I've had this on my shelf for about 1.5 years maybe now, and this is by A.J. Hawksworth, and I don't know much about this, but I think it is about like a library in hell or something. Oh, it says like a neutral space in hell where all the stories unfinished by their authors reside. So this one will have to do with books, libraries, the afterlife, some spookiness, so I'm not sure if it'll be scary. I'm assuming from the cover that it might be. And on the top it even says, The Good Place meets Law and Order, Bibliophile Crime Unit. This book is so much fun, and I actually really like The Good Place. I've watched that show. I haven't seen Law and Order, but I think that it will live up to those recommendations. So these are all the books that are on my fall TBR. It doesn't seem like that much, but of course I'll read like other books that I just feel like it, and then hopefully I'll get to all of these. And I've also just noticed that all of the books except for the bookbinder are like black and white and gray. So we have like a color theme going on. Okay, in this video I also want to talk about what shows and like movies that I want to watch this fall, as well as like some activities, but I think we will do some more activities in this video, and then I'll go back and talk about those things. Okay, so I just changed out my bed sheets, and I decided to put on this like red gingham checkered sheets. You can see they're under here too. And I changed them because I feel like this is more fall than the pink that I had, the light pink that I had. It was more summer, so I just wanted to change my sheets. And then, as you might have seen in other videos or this video, I have a pink like duvet. I went ahead and put a white cover on top of it so that it can be less summery, and I can just like add fall colors on top of the white, and then it'll look like a fall bed. So I'm excited to do that. So I just spruced up my bed for fall, and yeah. Okay, so I just got back home from the bookstore. I did get Divine Rivals, and I sold some of my books that I showed you, so I was able to get this like more than half off because I donated some books as well. So, gotta love local independent bookstores. Got this book, and then I've already had the Ruthless Vows for a long time. I got it used sometime, but it's the second book in the series, so I haven't been able to read it yet. But now that I have the first one, I can start reading these two books, and hopefully I like them. I was also very tempted to buy a bunch of fall books, like, what was it called, like the Cinnamon Bookstore, that book, and some like other fall looking novels and classics. So as you can see, I just started baking some cookies, and these are some pretty special fall cookies, which I'll tell you in probably the next clip what they are. But right now they're just cooling in the fridge, and I actually wasn't aware that they would have to cool for an hour in the fridge before I bake them. When I started, I didn't know that, but it's okay. So they're just cooling. After an hour, I'll put them in the oven and then they'll be done. I'll eat one and see if they're worth the hype and tell you if I like them. But yeah, this is the first baked good of the fall season. So I just had a cookie that I made and they are so good. Like, Taylor Swift is on to something. So it's actually pretty late, and by the time they were done cooling in the fridge, it was like dinner, so I had dinner and then I put these in the oven. As you saw, I put some cinnamon, some frosting, it's just powdered sugar and milk, and they were really good. I did try one of them like before I put the frosting and the cinnamon on so I could just taste the actual cookie, and I really like that. And I could taste the chai, but I kind of want to try this recipe again in the future and put more tea in, like whatever tea I choose, so that you can taste it more. And then I don't think I will put that much cinnamon. I don't think I'm a fan of cinnamon, and also the cinnamon being on the sugar cookie made it taste like a snickerdoodle, which I do like. I just wasn't going for that cookie. So I will make some like altercations. Obviously any recipe will have those. But yeah, it was really good, and now I'm going to go to bed, and I will see you on a different day with another fall activity. So sorry about the bad lighting. It is dark outside. I don't have good lights in my room, but I'm not even that mad about it because the darkness earlier just means that fall and winter are approaching. So that's exciting. Anyways, I am going to pick out a fall autumn movie to watch, and I wanted to use my DVD player. The TV that I have in my room actually only uses DVDs. I do eventually want to connect it to a smart TV and, you know, have like a smart TV, but right now it just has a DVD player, which I actually think is quite nice for right now. So I have a bunch of DVDs here. I also have more above my bed that you've probably seen in other clips. Those are just like the series, like The Office, Friends, all the Harry Potter, and then Gilmore Girls. I'm still collecting some of those, but those are just like my series. And then over here are just some movies that I still need to watch, but most of them are just movies that I love and never want to get rid of because I rewatch over and over again. These are my options. I only want to watch like fall movies. So I only own 3 that I consider like autumn fall movies. I do have like a scary movie that, you know, is for like more Halloween, but I definitely need to collect like Little Women. I don't own Little Women. The Dead Poet Society, Practical Magic. I do have Hocus Pocus, the first one, but I also need to get the second one. But yeah, just like movies like those that I've watched, but I still need to get. So first we have Hocus Pocus, the first one, like I said. But I don't think that I want to watch this today because I feel like this is more towards Halloween in October, and I just want like the start of fall. So we also have When Harry Met Sally, which I've actually never watched, and I didn't even know I owned this DVD until my dad pulled it out of like storage, and I was like, oh, we have that. So I put this in my collection. And then I also have Lady Bird, which I recently bought and watched. So good. This one kind of starts at the beginning of like the school year, and then it goes all the way till her next school year. So it's like a full year movie, but a lot of events happen during like Thanksgiving, like fall, colder time. So I feel like it is kind of a fall movie. So I think I'm going to watch When Harry Met Sally in this video, and I'm super excited. I haven't seen it, but everybody like swears by this movie. They, you should just watch it when you're like a teenager. So I'm going to finally watch it, and it's a fall movie. And I just love all this fall colors and the leaves. It's very pretty. So let's put this on. Okay, so another thing I want to do while I watch this movie is work on my sweater and knit. I am currently knitting a bunch of squares, just knit, purl, repeated for these squares, and I'm going to sew them all together to make like a patchwork knit sweater. This is just one of them. All the colors are like fall, like so like brown, dark red, like this dark muted yellow, and I like mustard green. Did I say red, brown, gray? Just like those colors, and I think it's gonna be really, really cute. Can't wait till I finally finish it. I think this is the second or third year I've been working on the sweater, so it's taken a long time, but I am determined to finish it this fall, or this cold season, so that I can wear it towards like the end of winter. So I'm going to be knitting more squares. I actually need to look at how many squares I have already, because I have a ton. Like, this is 3 years worth of knitting, so I need to like look at how many I have, and then I think I will be able to start sewing at least like a front piece already. But yeah, I'm really excited. It should be really cute when it's done. I just hope it turns out and that I finish it. But yeah, so I'm gonna knit while I watch this movie. So I just finished the movie When Harry Met Sally. I really liked it. I loved it. I really want her hair. Like, it's so curly and fluffy and like voluptuous. It's so pretty. She's so pretty. I want her hair. I want all the warm sweaters that they wore, which is why I'm making my sweater. I want all the sweaters that they wore autumn in New York, and also all like the seasons in New York, I think are just beautiful. Let me know down below if you watched the movie what your thoughts are. I know it's very beloved by a lot of people. I can see why. I definitely want to watch it again next autumn. It could be like in the rotation of the movies that I watch every autumn. The next thing that I want to do in this video is to make a list of fall activities that I want to do this fall, and possibly also like a list of books I want to read and shows that I want to watch. We'll see. Maybe it's just a list of activities, but I want to make one of those. So let's jump to when I make it. movie list for the autumn, and I only put movies that I super duper want to get to, and these are just 6 I've already watched. When Harry Met Sally down there, and I always rewatch Hocus Pocus 1 and 2 each Halloween, so those are these 3. And then Practical Magic I watched for the first time last year and I really liked it, so I want to watch that again. Coraline I've watched a few times, but not always during Halloween time, so I want to watch it during Halloween. And then Lady Bird is a movie that does span across multiple seasons, but I feel like a lot happens in the fall, so I definitely want to watch that this fall, and I also have it on DVD. I feel like I've already talked about it in this video, but these are the movies that I want to watch, and so I just made this cute little page, and I can like maybe a little star next to them as I watch them or something like that. And I didn't make another page for fall activities that I want to do, but I just want to tell you a few ideas that I have so you can get some more ideas for your own. The first idea is I definitely want to go to a pumpkin patch. Definitely something that I need to do every fall. I did it last year for my birthday. I went to a cute pumpkin patch, a corn maze. It was really fun. Got to wear my cowgirl boots and it was like a really windy day, so it was just a perfect fall day because my birthday's in October. So I definitely want to do that. And then I also want to just bake more fall desserts and like breads, as well as just continue knitting my sweater and hopefully get that done. So those are just some activities that I want to continue. And then this is more of like a show, I guess, that I want to continue is Gilmore Girls. I am in season 6 right now, so I only have 2 more seasons left. I've been trying to watch this show since like 4 years ago. I don't even know how long it's been. I watch a little bit like every fall, and then I recently have all the DVDs for all the seasons except for season 5 for my TV, so I can watch them in my room, which is really nice. It'll help me get through them faster because they're on Netflix. The show is on Netflix, so I used to only be able to watch it on the TV in the living room, so I wasn't always able to watch it when I wanted to. But now that I have them on DVD, I can watch them whenever. So I definitely want to finish Gilmore Girls. Another show I want to get into is Gossip Girl. I don't know if it's that much of like a fall show, but I do know there's fall episodes, and I don't know, it just seems like a show that I should watch in the fall as the seasons change. So I've watched I think the first and second episode of Gossip Girl so far, and I don't know if I am going to continue it. I have to watch a few more to see if I like really will like it, but I think I want to at least continue the show for now. And then this fall I also want to have a Harry Potter marathon, which seems kind of crazy. I've read all the books and I watched all the movies, like multiple times, but I want to dedicate like maybe a weekend to watching all of the movies in order. I don't know how it's gonna work. It's gonna be a long time, but I want to watch more Harry Potter movies. So I'm probably forgetting things that I want to do that I was gonna tell you for fall, but that's okay. I will just continue to keep making videos and doing these fall things. Hopefully more autumn videos will be coming your way. So thank you all so much for watching this video. I had such a fun time doing all these activities, putting this video together, showing you the books I'm going to read, and I just am feeling very optimistic for this fall. I also was feeling optimistic for this past summer as well. Like I have so many things that I want to do, and I'm just looking forward to all of them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!